It's time. It's finally time. What's up, YouTube? My name is RSMario, bringing you a Nintendo video, a Nintendo news video. Alright, so, they officially announced this morning that the Nintendo Direct is on. Alright, so they announced when it's gonna be. I think this might be the shortest turnaround time on a Direct. Usually it's a couple of days. This one, they're like, oh, they just announced and say, okay, we're gonna do it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk about my predictions. We have some potential Pokemon Go news. I guess after that whole debacle with them changing everybody's avatars, I guess they decided to do something get them a new feature to try to like please them. Since they botched that. We have some Overwatch news. We also have some interesting Smash Brothers news. Sakurai posted something interesting. Recently. So we got a lot to talk about today. Of course, we want to continue getting videos like this from me. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button, do all that good stuff that YouTube requires you to do to continue getting videos from me. Follow me at twitter.com/rsmario128. Like my video tweet, share my video tweet, and I'll shout you out at this portion of the video. Like today's lucky shout out recipient, Lee VTuber. So, they like my video tweet, or they share my video tweet, and they follow. So that's awesome. Because following is good too. So let's get on into it. So first things first, Nintendo Direct. So Nintendo of America announced in a tweet, they said, join us for a Nintendo Direct live stream focused on the Nintendo Switch. Games coming out in the second half of 2024. There will be no mention of the Nintendo Switch successor during this conference. The presentation. They had to make sure they specifically said there is no Switch 2. Alright, and a whole bunch of people are probably still going to be predicting Switch 2, or either they're going to be mad that there's no Switch 2. Like, oh, they didn't put no Switch 2 in there. Like, why didn't we get to see the console, man? They didn't show us the console. Like, they're going to do that, bro. It's going to be funny. They told you directly, no Switch 2. So I'm gonna do my predictions a little bit later in the video. So as far as news goes, we have some interesting Pokemon news. According to Central Pokemon Leaks, somebody we ain't talked about in a little while, it says that according to a data miner, Dynamax might be potentially coming to Pokemon Go. So that's kind of cool. I mean, I think Pokemon Go has Megas, if I believe. I wonder how are they gonna do the Dynamax. I mean, how are they gonna do that? Can you do Dynamax and have Megas on your team, or what? Because that's gonna be broken. That's gonna be like super broken, And how are you gonna be able to see it? Since technically it's like AR. It's an AR game. So like, do you have to do like this to see the big giant Pokemon? I don't know. I'm curious because I haven't played Pokemon Go in years, so I have no idea how it's gonna work. But for you Pokemon Go people, is this the olive branch you need after they botched your character so bad? So then of course we have Overwatch Cavalry. So they dropped a tweet. Basically, the Overwatch Season 11 stuff got announced today. So they announced that there's going to be a Transformers collaboration. So Overwatch X Transformer collab. So I'm like, that's pretty cool. All right. I mean, the thing is, they're saying like, who do you think is going to get a skin? And I'm like, it's kind of obvious who's probably going to get a skin. I think Reinhardt has to get a skin. Okay. Reinhardt is the most Transformer-like character in Overwatch that's not an actual robot. Okay. He's a big guy, big suit of armor, big weapon. It's gotta be him, okay? It's gotta be Reinhardt. Reinhardt's gotta get a Transformer skin. All right, Reinhardt, he missed out on the Cowboy Bebop skin because, I thought he was gonna be pitch black, or jet black, but he wasn't. They made Jet Black Malga, which is honestly the better idea, to be honest. So my boy got to get one in this go round. Okay, so I'm expecting Reinhardt. I'm expecting Bastion. Maybe Orisa. Let me see. I'm trying to think of somebody else. Reinhardt, Bastion, Orisa, Diva. Diva might be a good option. She's got the mech, you know what I'm saying? So that might be a good option. Of course, really any of the Omnic characters, you know, Echo. Since Echo actually does transform into people. Oh man, if they could do Echo and then have like, you know, the transformer sound effect for her alt. So like when she does her alt, it goes like I can see them doing that. I can see them doing that. That would be pretty cool. Let me see. Who else could possibly get a Transformer skin? Maybe Brigitte, because she does have a suit of armor. That's pretty much it. Yeah. We go on to the Sakurai news. So, Sakurai has been doing a YouTube channel where he's basically talking about stuff, talking about Smash, his collection of video game controllers, all this other kind of stuff. And he basically said that he's kind of done with the YouTube channel. And everybody basically thinks that this is him saying he's going to go back into development, into making something. So everybody's like, oh, he's going back to Smash. All right. He's coming back. He is coming back to Smash, you know. So in the tweet, it was translated by Google Translate. It said, we have finished recording the final episode of the channel. I think it will be a while before it's released. So please enjoy the regular episodes until then. So he records in advance, and so this probably come out in another couple weeks, maybe a month or so. So he's basically saying that he's done with the channel. A lot of people think that he's going back to Smash. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's not the case, because with the Switch 2 coming out, they're probably going to want another Smash game. Now, I don't know if that means that we're going to get maybe a port of Smash Ultimate, which, to be honest, I'd be happy with that. I mean, I wouldn't mind double dipping on Smash Ultimate and just buying Smash like a 4K, you know, graphically, you know, more graphically inclined version of Smash Brothers. I wouldn't mind buying that at all. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even throw in some new characters. You know what I'm saying? That to, you know, kind of like refresh the game a little bit, you know. That's money. That's money. They don't even have to do a whole new Smash game. They can literally bring over Smash Ultimate with like maybe 5 to 8 new characters. And I think it will be money. More than likely, what we're going to get for the Nintendo Direct are a couple of big games as like swan song games for the Switch. But most of what we're going to get are going to be like ports, remasters, and like, you know, double A type of games, you know what I'm saying? So as far as like predictions for the Nintendo Direct, I'm predicting that we're probably gonna get Dragon Quest, the Dragon Quest 3 2.5D game. That's probably gonna be one of the big games we get. The Fire Emblem remake that we've been talking about for years. I'm standing on it. I'm 10 toes down. This game is happening, okay? All right. The Fire Emblem remake, we're probably going to get that here, because even though I think this would be an interesting launch title for the Switch 2, I think they, after Engage, their faith in Fire Emblem might be shaken a little bit, so they might want to drop the game where the biggest install base is. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, you know, I already talked about in the other video that Shiver is probably going to be porting games up to Switch 2. So maybe they could drop the remake on Switch, and then Shiver could do a port of it to Switch 2 later. You know what I'm saying? But I think more than likely that's what we're going to get here. As far as what we're going to get in the remake, that's the thing. A lot of people say it's going to be Fire Emblem 4. Which is fine. Now, the original rumor said that this remake was huge and that it was going to be 2 games in 1. All right, so Fire Emblem 4 is a perfect recipient for this, because technically Fire Emblem 5, which is Thracia 776, takes place during Fire Emblem 4. All right, You know, because Fire Emblem 4 takes place over 2 generations. All right, there's the first generation with Sigurd and his people, and then there are their kids and new characters in the second generation. In between that is Leaf's story in Thracia 776. So it's a possibility that could be what it is. I don't know. That would be a Herculean effort to get all that into one game. But if they could do it, hey, I'd buy that in a heartbeat. Like that day one purchase. Maybe even pre-order. And I ain't pre-ordered in a decade. Okay. Let's see what else. There's there's possibility that it could be the Ike games. All right, because the Ike games, the Radiant Dawn games, you know, they were, you know, they were 2 games. You know, it was Radiant Dawn and then it was Path of Radiance. I believe Path of Radiance was first. So if this is another possibility where it's 2 games in 1. And then of course the only other possibility would be the GBA games. So the basically the Roy games. I don't think they would do that because I don't think people really thought about those games in a long time. But it's possible. It's possible. Those are our 3 possibilities. Either the Jig Draw games, which is 4 and 5, or the Ike games, which is the Tullius games, or they're going to be the Roy games, which either way, I think we're going to be eating pretty good. Of course, there's probably going to be some kind of Mario sports game, like a, you know, Mario Baseball or Mario Tennis or something like that. I'm thinking that, you know, we might get some skill song in this Nintendo Direct. I mean, why? Again, it's just hoping against hope at this point, but, you know, skill song. But a lot of remakes, most definitely. You know, there have been rumors that there's going to be something going on with Xenoblade Chronicles. Again, I don't know if I want to play Xenoblade Chronicles 1 again, but that is a possibility. There's also the biggest possibility, and these are the ones that I'm standing on them, okay? And that is a port of Twilight Princess and or Wind Waker. All right, this is another one that we've been talking about for years. That's been the possibility of coming out for a long time. I think that this will be the perfect opportunity for that. Because there's already rumors saying that they're going to do a remake of Breath of the Wild for the launch title for the Switch 2. So that would be kind of crazy if they did the Breath of the Wild remake and the Twilight Princess port and the Wind Waker port. Like, that's too much Zelda for one launch. Like, they would cannibalize each other. So I can see them, you know, doing the Wind Waker Twilight Princess launch for this, you know, for this year, and then save the remake of Breath of the Wild for next year. You know, not to mention remaking Breath of the Wild, they kind of want to do it, you know, with the enhanced graphics and the more power of the Switch 2 and all that other kind of stuff. And the last big one is Metroid Prime 4. Now, a lot of people are saying this. Personally, I don't believe as strongly in this one as I do in, like, my other strong predictions, like Dragon Quest, Zelda, Fire Emblem. Those are my 3. I'm really standing on those 3. Metroid Prime 4, I think, is a possibility, but I still think this is a Switch 2 game at the end of the day. At the end of the day, this is a Switch 2 game. They're going to Twilight Princess this sucker, where it's going to come out on both. It's either going to come out on both systems, or they've just moved the project to Switch 2. So, that's about it. Tell me what your predictions are down below. Who do you think is going to get the Transformers skin from Overwatch? You know, what do you think? What games do you think are going to be at the Nintendo Direct? Tell me in the comments down below, because I want to talk to you, you know, and comments help the video. So help your boy out, you know what I'm saying? Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, people, keep it real, and see you tomorrow.